Morning and welcome to another video. It's around 8:30 a.m. on a Wednesday morning. I always say that the farm is my first number one office, and so today I'm just checking on the crops. We have transplanted a few things here. Yesterday I had seen these mushrooms. I don't know what kind they are, but I don't think they are good mushrooms. So I just let them be. You can see they have already died off. What I know is when there are mushrooms that are dying off that fast, they are not good. And so here we see the pollination of the flowers continuing. The bees are very busy at work. Busy bees. Yeah, so we're getting different pollinators, bees, wasps, and so forth and so on. I ought to prune the yellowing leaves, only that I don't want to step on this what is it called, this area, seed bed. Yes, this seed bed. So I can only start pruning from here. Pruning is removing these leaves that are not doing so well, the yellow ones, the ones that are yellowing, and we'll put them in the compost pit, which is over there. It also helps the plant. The interesting thing, after you remove some of the plants, especially this one, you find that they have a lot of water. They have a lot of water because pumpkins thrive on water. They require a lot of water. That's why you can see the vessels, the phloem and the xylem are thick, because they are carrying water, a lot of water. And so when we are removing these leaves, we find that, especially in the morning, so I say pruning should be done in the morning, you get a lot of water. You see? So because of my garden is filled with boxes, because this is where I step, and under them there is compost. So I don't like compacting the soil in as much as I can. So you can see I'm pruning the part that I have cut. This one is dripping water because these vessels are full of water. They are transporting water to various places, especially now that the plant is flowering and preparing to fruit. All right, so you can see the leaves are very broad, but it's because this plant has an ample supply of water. Even when it's hanged, it is still able to transport a lot of water from where the root is, and the root is like, one of the roots is here, but you can see the one from here has moved to almost the middle of that part. So it really requires, it has a very interesting network to transport nutrients and water to all the various parts. So this side I had pruned a lot of most of it, and then what I do is this new growth, there's a string over here. It's not just hanging miraculously. There's a trellis, just a simple contraption, because especially when it bears fruit, it will be very, very heavy. Very heavy. You can see the number of flowers that this crop has. So when it bears fruit, it will be very heavy, and we are trying as much as possible to prepare for that, because ideally pumpkins grow on the ground, but here, because of space, we have to suspend them. We're practicing vertical farming. So for it's like here, there's so many and here it's not very strong. There's so many flowers, and the support is not very strong, so we have to figure out. We'll probably get a mesh to support the flowers as soon as they start growing. I wanted you to show you there's a bee over there. It's very, the aesthetic value of this garden is even more than what we actually harvest. But we like, for us now, we don't lack greens. If we feel we don't want these ones, we can always get spinach or kale from our friend, and then when our friend wants to cook with the pumpkin greens, she can get them from here. So that's it for the pruning part. I still need to support a lot of things. I have a lot of new growth, so we direct them to where they will get support, and this plant can grow for years, so we are planning to support it as much as possible. The other things that seem to be like they are regrowing is these cowpeas. I didn't know cowpeas are like seasonal plants, so we didn't uproot them, and I have not, after they fruited, they gave us the first seed, we didn't uproot. Now I'm seeing new growth, like these leaves are new, which is interesting. So yeah, as I said, I don't like turn the soil here, because there seems to be so many things growing under the soil. Like we have new sprouts every day. Let me show you a few that I have noticed today. We have what seems to be pumpkin. Okay, let me show you. There is this one. Could be pumpkin or butternuts. We can't tell at this stage. There are these small ones. These seem to be passion fruits. The rounded shape of the leaves, which is good. We are looking for variety. I've also been transplanting and planting just randomly. Here we seem to have either pumpkin or something. This is eggplants. Here I threw some colored maize just randomly, because as I said, we don't till the soil, so we only have to move the soil very minimally and cover it, especially when things are decomposing. Now this section is ready. I can transplant a few more things. Whenever I transplant, I put a lot of manure at the base. For example, I transplanted this tomato next to this tree. This one will grow faster, but I will be able to support the tree as I support the eggplant. We have watermelon. This is transplanted. It didn't grow here from seed. We have a lot of orange. These ones actually need to figure out how to transplant them, because there are so many. We have a farm. We have one farm here in Kwale. We have another one in Malindi and another one in Joska. So as they grow, I'll have to put them in a more contained container. This one is butternut. The way you tell butternut from pumpkin is the butternuts have a lighter shade of green somehow. I can't let me try and demonstrate. See this shade of green, and this one is deeper, much deeper as compared to the butternut. That's how you can tell them apart. These cartons you see inside are covering up food waste that is composting. Like this one is done. We can move it. There's a tomato here. It also allows me it gives me a place to step on without damaging the crops. So yeah, when I'm pruning the crops on the fence, there are other bees here. Pollination is still going on. It's very interesting. It's soothing to watch them work, the bees, and to collect the pollen and the nectar. So if it's a big farm and not in a residential area, you can even put up an apiary. I'm thinking about it there in the corner, that corner, but it's not recommended, but I'm thinking about it. But if it's in a big farm, definitely you can put an apiary. This is a different variety of avocado. You can see the dark leaves, which is good. We're getting, because we also consume different varieties when we go to buy things from the market, and we get different varieties sprouting. This is a bush. This is a bundle of terere, so we'll see how it will do. We just bought it from the market, uprooted, got what we wanted, and the rest we planted it. We also have moringa growing over here. These are potatoes. Wanted to show you, these are potatoes. We throw out the leaves, so if you cover the leaves properly, over time they might sprout. Not they don't necessarily have to, but they might sprout. There's another fruit tree over there. I'm not even sure which one that is. Basically, this farm, we throw out the food waste from the kitchen. We bundle it up somewhere and we throw them out. That's why you find the trees are sprouting randomly where we poured out the food waste from the kitchen. It's basically a kitchen garden. Like here we must have thrown out some pumpkin seeds. You can see the pumpkin trees are now growing. The other thing with the method of farming, no-till method, is that you get to compost as you go. You pile a bundle of compost, you let it decompose, you just cover it up like this one. This one is probably done, yeah. And then I just move these cartons to the side to cover grass. This means this section I can transplant a few things very simply, no minimal manipulation of the soil, so that we can ensure the growth under the soil is not moved. Any seed growing, sprouting under there is not disturbed. There are a lot of trees here. These ones we have to transplant them very soon. So for me, I don't struggle to buy trees. I just buy the seed or the fruit, and if it has a seed inside, I know it will grow. This is a tomato we've grown from seed. It's now fruiting, you can see, and there are several more that are already fruiting. I'll show you. So this is the corner where I'm thinking of putting a beehive, an apiary in that corner, because this was where we started composting, and I'm thinking of what to do with it, because there are very few things growing underneath because of the shadow of this pumpkin, because this was the first corner where we planted the pumpkin. So we'll see how to do it. The pumpkin is very good at climbing. This one is already trying to go outside the fence, so you have to wrap it back inside on that side.